everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Clairpoint podcast with me, Randy Prizzle. How you guys all doing out there? Everything good, shway, crispy, irie? But let's get on to this episode 45 of the Clairpoint podcast. Big up yourselves though today, guys. The weather looks better than it was 2-3 days ago when there was just torrential rain happening throughout the whole week and all of that last week. So looks like it's gonna be a bright sunshiny day. I can see clearly now. The rain has gone. I can see clearly now. But anyways, let's get on to what we've got on this episode 45. We've got a lot to get through. So let's get straight into it with the advice we come to. Now, first piece of advice that I've got. I pretend to work from home but actually spend most days at the mall. It's looking bad to the bone indeed, but let's find out more. So this is probably gonna sound ridiculous, but I need to get this off my chest because the guilt is eating me alive. I've been working from home for about 8 months now since my company went fully remote. My job is practically data entry and some customer service, emails, nothing too crazy. The thing is, I don't actually work from home on most days. What I do is wake up, log on to all my work stuff on my laptop, send my status to available, and then I literally pack up my laptop and drive to the mall. Yeah, the mall. There's this quiet spot in the food court near Sabario where barely anyone sits and they have free Wi-Fi. I just camp out there all day doing my work between shopping trips. The craziest part is that I'm actually more productive there than I ever was at home. Something about being around people but not having to interact with them just works for me. Plus, when I get bored or frustrated with work, I can just walk around, grab a pretzel, window shop for 20 minutes and come back refreshed. My co-workers think that I'm this super dedicated work from home person because I always respond to messages quickly since I'm literally sitting there. I never have background noise or calls. Little do they know, I'm usually texting from next to a hot dog on a stick. The weirdest part is I've become friends with some of the mall employees. The lady at Auntie Anne's, don't know where that is, but knows my usual order. The security guard and I chat about sports, and I think the GameStop guy has a crush on me. It's like I've created this whole secret life. I know it's not technically wrong since I'm still doing all my work and meeting deadlines, but it feels so weird lying to everyone about where I am all day. Sometimes during video calls I have to mute myself because of the background music or announcements. Last week during a team meeting I had to pretend I was having construction noise issues because they were doing some maintenance work on the escalators. I don't know why I started doing this or why I keep doing it. Maybe I just miss being around people after working from home for so long. The funny thing is that I actually have some money saved aside for a vacation next year, and honestly most of it came from not being impulsively buying random crap online when I'm bored at home like I used to. Though I definitely spend way more on pretzels and orange juice than I should. My simple advice to you is just keep doing what you're doing. You know what I mean? You're not doing anything wrong. And if they don't know, then they don't know, innit? Like the So Solid song. They don't know my micro. They don't know what I do. And they don't know what you do. So the best thing is just to keep it yum and say nothing. You know what I mean? Because that right there is working for you. At this point in time, it's different techniques, but you're still getting your job done, aren't you? So what's the complaints? What's the problem? There should be no qualms. There should be no problems because you're getting your job done. You know what I mean? Either way, whatever in conventional ways you're doing it, you're still doing it. You know what I mean? So they don't need to know anything. You just keep it close. You know what I mean? Don't snitch. Don't snitch on yourself. That's all my simple advice to you is. You know what I mean? And that's obviously what's working from you, going to meet people and stay around people in a busy shopping mall, shopping center is great for you. It's helping you do your work. So it doesn't matter. Listen, I knew some people who used to do this home remote work thing, and sometimes they'll be out and about. You know what I mean? They'll just be in cars hopping around and doing what they need to do, but still getting the job done. So don't snitch on yourself. It's as simple as that. Cool. Next one we'll move to. on to one more. It's busy, obviously podcast this week. So, this is a mad one. So this one we've got to that's pretty mad. So are you ready for this one? I said, are you ready? Let's go. Minions watching home. Let's get ready. Well, yeah, let's go. All right. My roommate likes that I, masturbate to her, which is weird. But anyways, I live with my friend that is also a girl. We've been friends for a long while, and I've even told her that I find her attractive in all the ways. Even though we're not dating or anything, I still have very intimate cuddles with her. Sometimes when I'm touching myself at night, I notice that she starts to open her door at the same time I start making noise, almost every night. When we cuddle, she's often makes herself a little spoon and then will let me rub her back. She'll show me intimate parts of her body for minor reasons, but will still want me to look, or will hug me for too long while we're both in our undies. I jokingly told her that I say her name when I'm getting close, and she blushes every time we hug now. She hasn't said it explicitly, but I just notice her changing her behaviour in the past month, and I can't view it any other way. Well, let's just cut to the chase here. I think you two probably need to explore this. I think that's probably what needs to happen. You're playing will you, won't you? And obviously if you're both feeling some type of way, then the best case scenario is just to get it done. You know what I mean? Just open the door, do the Nathan song, come into my room and all of that. You know what I mean? Literally, just both of you just doing all of that. So you just need to make it happen, Stop with all this will they, won't they stuff, coming like an EastEnders drama, and just get it done, as simple as that. So that's as simple as it. And that's my advice for this week. So what are you guys' thoughts on that? Put your comments below on that one, or keep them to yourself. Cool. Well, we're going to move forward now to talk top 5. So top 5 for this week. We're going to come on to top 5 chicken flavors. So the chicken flavors that are popping for me, doing their thing, getting the mouth watering and all of that. So we're going to start from obviously 5 to 1, because obviously usually before back couple episodes back, I always start from 1 to 5. Always kind of ruined it for you guys and gave you guys the climax for, anything actually happened. So let's make it happen this time and give you guys number 5. So number 5 for me this time, home cooked chicken. Now, there's nothing better than having home cooked chicken. You know what I mean? The reason why it's at 5 for me is because I believe for me there are flavors out there that are better. But home cooked chicken is very unpredictable. You can season it great one week and you can then season it crap the other week. So it's toss up. You know what I mean? You can mistake the seasoning. It's one of them ones. So that's just where my vibes lie with it. But I like a good home cooked chicken. I can make it myself. But obviously mum's one is better. You know what I mean? I like mum's one, even though mum now tends to not add a lot of seasoning that she used to add. Do you know what I mean? It's a bit mad, but I guess she's doing the whole thing where she's on a bit of the pressure vibes and blood pressure and all of that. It's moving a bit mad, so she has to watch out for that. But I obviously still am a fan of home cooked chicken. I think it's the greatest thing since sliced bread, but it's obviously number 5, so that's just where it lies for me. But there's no disrespect to it. I just feel like the other flavors that I've chosen are ahead of it. So let's go to number 4. Number 4 for me, southern fried chicken. Now, southern fried chicken is good old chicken, tasty. You know what I mean? You know what you're getting with the southern fried flavors of the chicken. Succulent, sweet, you know what I mean? The flavors then just mesh very well. We've seen him obviously do his thing over the years in terms of where the chicken flavors just hit. That's why it's very big. Obviously, in your local Bossmans, if you go into Morley's or places like that, the majority of the chicken there is southern fried chicken. So it's one of the staples here currently, in the UK. We love a lot of southern fried chicken, you know what I mean? It just is what it is. But that's why for me, it lies at number 4. It does do the tantalizing taste bud stuff, gets my mouth watering a lot more than obviously having home cooked chicken. So even though home cooked chicken, as I said, wishy-washy with that one, but the flavors here, undeniable. So that's why that's a 4 for me. Number 3, garlic and herb. Now, the reasons why garlic and herb, if you get garlic and herb right, it's actually slaps very, very well. Do you know what I mean? The flavors itself just gives you that real good moment. You know what I mean? The herbs, the garlic are such a great combination that works so well together that just make you feel good. Now, a lot of people would say, well, garlic does the whole making your mouth smell and all this thing. But the thing is, if you handle garlic right, with the right amount of herbs, the right amount of butter in it, the right amount of flavors, it slaps really well. And I haven't really tasted much bad garlic and herb flavors in chicken. So that's why for me, that's the like number 3. Number 2, barbecue chicken. Now, the reason why barbecue chicken is number 2, I just remember the good old flavors of good old barbecue. You know what I mean? When you get barbecue right, it slaps. Do you know what I mean? Like, and the ones obviously I buy from the shops, or the ones that, you know, my aunt used to make, R.I.P. to her. You know what I mean? She used to make some slapping barbecue chicken, and that chicken was just, it was good. You know what I mean? Rest in peace to her. And it was crazy, man. Like, flavors of barbecue in itself, when you get them right, the tang with the sweetness, that whole vibe just really works. You know what I mean? Big up to the person who invented barbecue, because you did a great job. You made my mouth do all sorts of party in the mouth stuff, and you made me feel good when I've eaten that chicken. So that for me is why barbecue chicken lies at number 2. Now, number 1, some people probably already know what number 1 is. So tell us, Randy, what's number 1? Number 1 for me is jerk chicken. There is nothing better for me than when you have some good old jerk chicken. Now, see, when man them are doing it on the drum, you know what I mean, adding some red stripe to it or whatever, the pimento seeds, all of that, you know what I mean? The different flavors that goes in there, you know what I mean? The combination of smokiness, sweetness, the tarness, all of that. Oh, it's beautiful. I'm even like, my mouth now is just like, whoa. Just describing it to you lot. Barbecue chicken, yeah, can't compare to jerk. Jerk is just on another level. The flavors that you get with jerk chicken is incredible. Like, it's just something special. Like, every time I've eaten jerk chicken, I've kind of had that feeling of like internally, like an orgasm moment internally, which is crazy to say, but you know, that feeling of just pure bliss, pure happiness, and that feeling just gets to your whole chest and your whole torso, and it goes down through your system. It's like sending shockwaves through your body. Just how these flavors impact. It's so beautiful. That's just one thing I can say about jerk chicken. It's beautiful. There's nothing better than having some good old jerk chicken when people seasoned it properly, people have gotten it right. It just slaps on a whole different level. That's why for me, jerk chicken is number 1. Like the song, Pharrell, Kanye West and all of that. Number 1, smash it. That's a hit to me. Off the chart, you got to get to me. She might be not into you, but she is shit to me. But yeah, that's that, guys. But what are your thoughts on top 5? Put your comments below on that one, or keep them to yourself. That will come to a quick interlude, and I'll be right back. Yes, I'm back. Let the song and dance begin. All right, well, obviously took a quick interlude because obviously the nose is doing the drippity drip stuff. So I'm catching a cold, obviously. The weather changes and it's got man all in his feelings like Drake's song, but it's just moving crazy. But still, here we go until now, the next part of the podcast. We're now going to discuss TV series that I've watched for this week, or last week, whatever, still recently. But let's get on to the first one I've got for you guys, which is Dexter, Resurrection. Now, if people haven't seen Dexter, go and watch the old school Dexter. You would understand why this series here is one of the goated series is around. But just a pure feeling of Dexter, like, it's the excitement of watching this series again. And I was so happy to see Dexter return the previous year with New Blood, and then now come with Resurrection. It sucks obviously that they cancelled New Blood because I would have wanted to see a lot more of a young Dexter and how he interacted with certain things and certain ways he used to kill people back then. Yeah, spoiler for some people, Dexter is a serial killer, but he's a serial killer that goes around killing bad guys. For the people who don't know, there's a little synopsis for the people. So he kills the most vile of vile peoples, the people that have escaped the law, or the people that have committed these heinous crimes, going around murking people, you know what I mean, and just getting away with it. So Dexter finds these people and he slashes them, you know what I mean? So, but the thing is, what the torn interest of it is that Dexter obviously is a serial killer himself. But you can't help but root for Dexter, purely because this man just wants to get rid of the worst of the worst. There's something that the criminal system isn't doing. He's going around doing, you know what I mean? Getting rid of them. You know what I mean? Locking them away in a lifetime box of, you ain't going to return to this earth anymore. Do you know what I mean? Biatch. So I look at it and I say Dexter isn't necessary, in a sense where the justice system can't really handle or control some of these bad guys and just lets them go off the hook. So they were once looking into them, and then they just dropped the cases of the charges because they had a great lawyer, and then they stopped and halted all of that. So Dexter finds these people and he off with their heads. Old school Henry VIII. Do you know what I mean? That's what happens. But on to Resurrection. Such a great series. Thoroughly enjoyable. Throwback. We had some memorable people come back that were part of the previous Dexter series' return, like Dokes, surprise motherfucker, you know what I mean? Not just him, but you know what I mean, his dad, Harry, Batista, you know, certain people like that. Now I'm going to say some spoilers, because I said no, I'm not going to hold back. This time, I'm not holding back. I'm going to say my piece. What was Batista thinking? What was he thinking? How could you go chasing after a man when you know this man's a serial killer? You know what I mean? The fact of the matter is, Batista found it for himself. Trying to blame Dexter for all of this, but he should blame you. You were the one who got yourself killed. You know what I mean? You. So how can you go and blame Dexter for this when you were the one who decided to chase this drama? You got told to leave it by the police officer. You got told to leave it as well. Dexter even told you, listen, stay out of this. This is nothing that concerns you. This is nothing that concerns you, Angel. You shouldn't get involved. I don't know why you want to get involved, Angel. You shouldn't be getting involved in my business. You get involved in my son. Why are you bringing him into this? It's not right. I have to tell you this, Angel, because this is for your benefit. You keep getting involved, Angel, then there will be a problem. I don't think you want the problem, Angel. You shouldn't get involved with me. I'm Dexter Morgan. But anyways, that's a poor impression, but it is what it is. But listen, Dexter is a great series. I thoroughly enjoyed watching Resurrections. And for people who've not seen the Dexter series, you should go and watch them. You know what I mean? If you're into obviously the slashing, the drama, killing, gory stuff, then go and watch it. But it's a reminder to everyone that you can actually root for a serial killer, which is mad. There's a conflict of interest there, because Dexter is someone who obviously goes around killing other serial killers, but he's a killer himself. But you're torn. You're like the Natalie Imbruglia song, nothing's why I'm torn. You're just torn because you're thinking, how is this man going to kill people, and you're rooting for man? But I just find myself rooting for him because he's getting rid of the worst of the worst. But big up Dexter, big up the cast, the crew. This year was a very, very good series. His son as well, Harrison, who played his part too. His girl came later on, and all of that. In all ways, when they were together and all that. But anyways, still. But it's great. I thoroughly enjoyed watching that program, and it's a program I would definitely go back and be watching again. I can't wait, and hopefully there is a season 2. They don't cancel it like they did with New Blood. We get to see Resurrection come back and Dexter go back to doing exactly what I love seeing him do. You know, people go, well, how can you enjoy seeing a serial killer go around killing people? But he kills all the bad guys, the worst of the worst, the people who deserve it. You know what I mean? So I'm here for it. Go and kill him. Go get him. Do you know what I mean? Go get him, Tiger. Rude it for you, dog. But anyways, that's that. Another interlude, because obviously Cold Settings is back again. So, but what do you guys think of Dexter Resurrection? Put your comments below on that one. Keep it to yourself. Interlude time. Yes, I'm back again. This cold and flu is just having me up, trust me. But pause and all that. But yeah, we move on to next one. Before that, my rating for Dexter Resurrections. Didn't give you that. I'm giving it a solid 9 out of 10 for me. Great series, well worth a watch. You guys should go and check that out if you haven't seen it. Cool, let's move on to the next one. We've got Butterfly. So Butterfly, people don't know, it's available on the Prime Video. Go and check that out. Butterfly is Chinese drama. Basically, this guy, I think, used to work for a organization that so goes around eliminating targets, I believe. But they turn rogue and somehow get themselves involved where they're dealing arms to other countries of the world, which they shouldn't be dealing arms to. And he's practically there to stop his former employees. Basically, he was, let's say, they tried to terminate him. And obviously, he faked his own death to stay alive, to stay off the grid. And then they've kind of now recruited his daughter, which is mad in itself. So he's trying to now get his daughter out of it and stop the organization from continuing on this dark path that they're on. So that's kind of the synopsis of Butterfly. But it's well worth a watch, thoroughly enjoyable, great watch. Not really much to say on it, but it's not something that has gone over the top for me in terms of where you wanted a lot more action and that. I did want more, but it's still gripping. It's still top-notch stuff, but just missing a few more good points for me to get it onto like the bigger levels. But it's a good watch. I'll give it a 7 out of 10 for Butterfly. So if people have not seen it, check that out. If you're interested, as I said, in action, thriller, drama, you know what I mean, gunslinging action, all of that, espionage, then well worth a watch. So that's just my quick thoughts on that. So 7 out of 10 for Butterfly. Cool. Now we're going to come on to the Premier League. Matchday 4 reactions to that, and obviously the predictions for Matchday 5. Let's get on to this. If the internet decides to do its thing, it's still moving mad. Got shit up its ass and all of that. But yeah. Oh great. There we go. Another sneeze is coming on. Yeah, it was coming. I'm coming! Like the MVP song. Nobody can stop me. Nobody can hold me. Nobody can control. I'm coming. But anyways, I'm not, pause. But let's go on to Matchday 3's reactions. Should be Matchday 4 actually. Matchday 4. This thing's moving mad already. Moving mad. Moving absolutely mad. Yeah. Trying to load up the last week's one. Should be loading up this week's. What was wrong? What was wrong with this team? Now it's just going on to random teams. Making me look bad here. You're making me look bad. You really are. I need a new phone. I really do. Because this is where I just do all the info from and all of that. But it's decided to do its thing now. Let's go. Matchday 4. Let's get on to doing the voice. Arsenal 3, Nottingham Forest 0. Bournemouth 2, Brighton 1. Newcastle 1, Wolves 0. Everton 0, Aston Villa 0. Crystal Palace 0, Sunderland 0. Fulham 1, Leeds United 0. West Ham 0, Tottenham 3. Brentford 2, Chelsea 2. Burnley 0, Liverpool 1. Man City 3, Man United 0. All right, Arsenal 3-0 win. Great for us to win at home. Gyökeres on the score sheet and Zubimendi scoring an absolute banger and then a header. So brilliant for us. 3 points. Happy days. On to the next one. Bournemouth 2-1 win against Brighton. It's a good result for Bournemouth. you know what I mean, to win that game. Didn't watch it, so can't really say too much about that. We move. Not Newcastle 1-0 win against Wolves. The new signing of old Voldemort. He scored the goal. Well done to him. You know what I mean? Newcastle with the win. You know what I mean? And they needed, obviously, to do that. And it's good for the new striker that he's off the mark for Newcastle. Everton 0, Villa 0. I mean, to be honest, I kind of saw this coming. Aston Villa don't seem to be good away travelling. And Everton at their new ground obviously would want to make a staple mark and stuff and not allow, you know, one of those teams that's flowing near the top half of the table to win there. Crystal Palace 0, Sunderland 0. Not much to say on that one. We move on. Fulham, a 1-0 win against Leeds. You know, it's a good result for Fulham. They obviously needed to be a team that's going to be down low the tables because they needed that. And good for them. Tottenham 3-0 win against West Ham. Yeah, I mean, pretty dominant performance by Tottenham. Didn't watch the game, but saw the highlights. West Ham are in problems. You know what I mean? Graham Potter may be the next El Sakiko man on the job. You know what I mean? After Nuno, which is crazy to be honest that Nuno got sacked. But it is what it is. This is where Nottingham Forest are. And they've employed Ange Postecoglou. So it is what it is, mate. But boy. The next one. Brentford, Chelsea 2 apiece. I mean, Chelsea threw it away, didn't they? But who cares? At the end of the day, I'm happy to see them drop points because obviously they'll be near that top of the table. We hate Chelsea, you know, so as well as Tottenham. So Burnley losing 1-0 to Liverpool. Liverpool gain. Not playing well, but they just manage to just get some draw the luck. Little bit of luck, they can make it through the night. They had a little bit of luck again. The penalty shootout, which let's listen. To be honest, it was a penalty, so can't really say too much on that. But just it's tough for Burnley to take because they were literally on their way to getting a famous point at home, and then that happens. The luck is on Liverpool's side, man, because the games they've played in, they haven't really looked good. So they've just had this little bit of luck and making it through the night stuff. But it is what it is. Man City 3-0 win against Man United. Listen, United just, in a sense, not good. It's looking real grim for Man United. And at this stage, I'm starting to think how Ruben Amorim is still in the job. You know what I mean? Because as I said, after the Grimsby result, they should have kicked him out. But he's still there. Long may it continue, as obviously an Arsenal fan, because these men were laughing at us during our banter era. So Man United fans got to hold that. It just is what it is. So personally, I would have preferred a draw because I would have wanted City to stay down there. Because you know how City usually do. When City kind of start declining at the start of the season and they just start rising. You know what I mean? Through the mids and going on towards the end, City tend to just rise. But I would have preferred a draw this game, but it is what it is. City ended up winning. Erling Haaland double and the Phil Foden header, which obviously pulled City with a big derby win. All right, let's move on now to predict match day 5 of the Premier League. So, Liverpool versus Everton, Saturday, 20th September, 12:30 kickoff. This is a obviously Liverpool derby, Merseyside derby. Probably was a wrong voice, but it's still what it is. I'm going with, again, probably Liverpool scraping this one. Probably not going to play well, but I think they'll end up getting a 2-1 win. Just Liverpool hasn't looked great this season, but they've managed to just keep getting over the line. I think they will do again in this game. Burnley, Nottingham Forest. Burnley going to be tough at home, to be honest, for Nottingham Forest. I think this could end up with a Burnley win, because Nottingham Forest could have some problems. And Postecoglou in charge of his second game, mate. So I think Burnley can win this one. I'm going to go again, probably a tight 1-0 Burnley win. Brighton versus Tottenham, a 3 p.m. kickoff on Saturday. I'm going to go with a draw, to be honest. I can see a draw in this one. 1-1. West Ham, Crystal Palace. I'm going to go for, again, another draw. 1-1. I think Palace would get something, but I think West Ham will hold on. So 1-1. Wolves versus Leeds United. I'm going to go for Wolves. Just. I think, again, 2-1 Wolves. Man United, Chelsea. I could see Chelsea sneaking this one, to be honest. Probably going to be a game where Man United will want to turn up in, but I still think Chelsea would do enough. I'm going to go 2-1 Chelsea. Fulham, Brentford. I'm going to go for a draw on this one. 1-1. You know, Brentford don't really have much forward. I just think Fulham, time's slippy. Fulham are. Sunderland, Aston Villa. I'm going to go for, it's again away from home for Villa. Sunderland, newly promoted team, are doing quite well. Again, I think another draw on this one, 1-1. Bournemouth, Newcastle. This is going to be a tough game, to be honest. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. So I'm going to go 2-2 draw on this one. Sunday's game, 2 p.m. Arsenal versus Man City for the game of the weekend. Sunday at 4:30. I'm going to go... Well, it's at home, isn't it, for us? But Man City just got that result. They're going to look lively. We don't usually lose against the top teams. We obviously lost against Liverpool, but I'm going to go for... I see a draw here, to be honest. I see a draw. But I think we should get... You know what I'm going to go for us? 2-1 Arsenal. I think at home we will do a better result, so 2-1. But that's it for the Premier League predictions. What are your thoughts? You can put your comments below on that one. Keep it to yourself. That just come to another interlude. As I said, cold flu started to kick in. As you can see, my voice got a bit hoarse as well. So one more pause, last pause of the day. Yes, I'm back for the final time. Let's go on to honor to be the champions. Yes, well, we come on to the UEFA Champions League. Matchday 1. PSV versus Union Saint Gilloise. I'm going to go for PSV winning this one. Tight one, 2-1. These games are on tomorrow, by the way, at 5:45. Athletic Club versus Arsenal. I'm going to go for Arsenal winning this one. Away from home, I thought Arsenal should win. I'm going to go a 3-1 Arsenal win. Juventus versus Dortmund. This could be a tricky tie for both, to be honest. But Dortmund, I don't know if they're still the Dortmund of old, so I think Juventus will win this one. 2-1 Juventus. Benfica, Karabag. I'm going to go for Benfica winning this one. 2-0 Benfica. Tottenham versus Villarreal. Tottenham will sneak this one. I will go for a 3-1 Tottenham win. Real Madrid, Marseille. I'm going to go for Real Madrid winning this one. 3-0 Real Madrid. Olympiacos versus Paphos. I'm going to go for Olympiacos 1-0. Slavia Praha versus Bodo Glimt. Draw. Yeah. Bayern versus Chelsea. It's on Wednesday. Bayern. Yeah. I think it'll be a tight one as well. 2-1 Bayern. PSG versus Atalanta. PSG. Yeah, 2-1. Ajax, Inter. I'm going to go for Inter Milan. 3-2. Liverpool versus Atletico Madrid. I'm going to go for Atletico Madrid winning. No, I'm not going to go for Atletico Madrid winning. What was I saying? That Liverpool. I'm going to go for Liverpool. Again, probably a tie one. 2-1 Liverpool. Copenhagen, Leverkusen. I'm going to go for Leverkusen. Again, a tight one, 2-1. Club Brugge, Monaco. Draw. 1-1. Eintracht Frankfurt, Galatasaray. Galatasaray. 3-1 Galatasaray. Sporting Karat. I'm going to go for Sporting. A 2-1 Sporting win. Newcastle, Barcelona. But Newcastle on these nights, you never know, bro. But I think Barcelona should win this one. I'm going to go for a high-scoring game. 3-2 Barcelona. Man City, Napoli. Man City. 2-1 Man City. And that's that for the Champions League predictions. What are your thoughts, guys? Put your comments below on that one, or keep them to yourself. With that, obviously, now we're going to touch on the last, which is the WSL. Quick predictions on the WSL that's coming up, and just quick reactions to what's happened. So, if this decides to load, all right. Brilliant. Great. All right, so Matchday 2, Arsenal 5-1 win against West Ham. Brilliant result for the Gunners. Man City 2-1 win against Brighton Hove Albion. Chelsea 3-1 win against Villa. Man United 5-1 against London City. Leicester City 1-0 against Liverpool. Tottenham 2-0 win against Everton. Predictions for Matchday 3, which is Friday 19th September. Should be on. First game, Everton, London City. Go for Everton winning this one. 3-1 Everton. Tottenham versus Man City. I'm going to go for I think a draw in this one. 1-1 Chelsea, Leicester. 3-1 Chelsea, Aston Villa, Liverpool. 1-0 Aston Villa. Brighton, West Ham. 1-0 Brighton. Man United, Arsenal. 4-2 Arsenal. And that's it, guys, for my predictions. And that's it. It's the end of the episode. That's my buzzer going. So big up you guys, first time watchers, season watchers, all of that. Thank you guys for watching. Abrupt ending, you know, you used to do any finished piece of uni, have fun, you had it all in or clear up.